WWE did a massive ending at TLC with Randy Orton setting The Fiend Bray Wyatt on fire. One of the most insane, sick, twisted visuals we've ever seen in pro wrestling. So coming out of that, Monday Night Raw, this show right here, had plenty of buzz and interest coming into it. And classic WWE, as WWE love to do, they made this Raw show basically as boring and uneventful and lifeless as Raw usually is. Okay, this show highlighted everything that's wrong with current Monday Night Raw. This show took the hype that a lot of wrestling fans had coming in and just obliterated that. We opened the show with Asuka and Charlotte Flair doing a promo segment about the women's tag team titles. And then we had Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax coming out. We had Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose coming out. And that's how we opened the show. So WWE go from that insane ending at TLC, and we open Monday Night Raw with a random women's tag team championship segment. Okay, Charlotte Flair's back, and the tag team with Asuka's called the Queens of Tomorrow. Wow, thrilling. So WWE right there arrested a lot of the momentum they had, and really after that, the show didn't get much better, because this episode of Monday Night Raw, if you missed it, the one thing I implore you to go out and watch, the only thing you even need to waste, or spend your time watching, is this Randy Orton addresses The Fiend, Randy Orton's Firefly Inferno match Fallout, like that segment, Randy Orton speaks, which that segment happened at the beginning of the third hour. That segment was excellent. It was a Randy Orton segment. He was cutting a promo about how The Fiend's dead, The Fiend's gone, how people have called him sick and twisted his whole career, and he thrives off that. And last night he proved why he is, so sick, so twisted. He put out the voices in his head. The voices in his head are no more. So Randy Orton's talking about The Fiend being dead. Then The Fiend's effects come over the PA. I'm thinking, WWE, if you have The Fiend emerge less than 24 hours after being burned, I swear to God. But no, The Fiend wasn't there. Instead, Alexa Bliss was on a swing set in the ring. It was Alexa Bliss in Bliss's Playhouse. This was so sick. Alexa Bliss is talking about how The Fiend isn't, he isn't too far away and that he's in a happy place right now. Just brilliant acting. Alexa Bliss plays this character so perfectly. I think Bonafide Heat said this, but Alexa Bliss, in 5, 10, 15 years from now, we'll look back upon this Alexa Bliss as one of the best characters, if not the best character in the history of women's wrestling. This character is phenomenal. So Alexa Bliss is on the swing set. Randy Orton's looking at her what in the hell? The acting from both people was incredible. So this segment opened the third hour. If you didn't see it, go and watch this segment. Nothing else in this show is even worth your time. Literally, outside of this one segment, the other 2 hours and 45 minutes was just nothing TV. Straight up nothing TV. What happened on this show outside of Alexa Bliss in her playhouse as Randy Orton is all disturbed and confused? What happened outside of that? I'm going to run you through, if you're still watching this video, I'm going to run you through what happened on this episode of Raw outside of that Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton segment, okay? Let me run you through this, and you're going to see the state the Monday Night Raw's in. Okay, this is the state Raw's in. So, I mentioned to open the show, we had a Charlotte Flair Asuka segment. Basically, Charlotte said it's good to be in the Thunderdome. She brought out a women's tag team partner, women's tag team champion partner, Asuka. Asuka comes out with 2 belts, saying it's good to hold 2 belts. And then Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler come down. They're arguing. And right away, I'm just I don't care. I don't care about Nia Jax. I don't care about Shayna Baszler. I don't really care about Charlotte Flair. I'm nothing Charlotte Flair. I don't have any feeling towards her, which is probably the worst thing you can have. I just have no opinion towards Charlotte. Asuka, I like. In this situation, it's I don't really care as much. So that was that. Dana and Mandy come out. Then we get Dana and Mandy versus Nia and Shayna Baszler. Okay, so Shayna Baszler gets the submission Kirifuda win on Dana Brooke. Who cares, dude? So that was the first 30 minutes of this show. Then we do Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak. So they take this match from WWE main event, move it on to Raw. Angel Garza beats Drew Gulak. Thrilling. Deary me, dude. So you come out of TLC, you've got all this momentum, you proceed to do the women's tag titles and do that just dead TV for 30 plus minutes. Then we get Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak. Thrilling. Then we get Miz TV. The one thing no one's ever asked for, Miz TV. So we get this whole thing where the Miz is apologizing for his cash-in, and John Morrison's claiming responsibility for the cash-in, and AJ Styles is there, and Miz is apologizing to Styles, and Miz is sounding all emotional. I'm just like, this is The Miz in 2020. I don't care. This is The Miz. Like, people on wrestling Twitter, I've seen this for the past few months, have tried to make it seem like The Miz is some underutilized, underdeserving wrestler who deserves an opportunity. Oh, The Miz is so much better than he was 10 years ago, just because he had a god-awful reign 10 years ago with Alex Riley and tanked ratings back then. That doesn't mean he can't be good now. I'm just like, it's The Miz. If you watched the opening segment of Raw last week, you should have all the feelings in the world that I do. You should feel, if you watched that segment last week, that The Miz ain't the guy. Okay, I'm happy Miz failed his cash-in last night. If Miz gets the briefcase back somehow, and they give Miz back the briefcase on technicality, oh, that's going to do wonders for ratings. Miz is Mr. Money in the Bank again. Great, he failed cashing in once. If they give him back the briefcase, he'll fail cashing in again. If he cashes in successfully and the ratings tank some more, I wouldn't be surprised, because it's The Miz. Okay, it's The Miz. Like, the guy cuts a good promo. Okay, he's been stale for so long now. Just because he cut a good work shoot promo 4 years ago doesn't mean he's the guy. So I had to address The Miz. Miz TV is just... I fell asleep watching this segment, like, straight up. So I fell asleep watching that. I missed Teabag versus Ricochet. Well, that's a contradiction. I missed Teabag versus Ricochet. Oh, really missed a lot there. But what even happened here? I don't even know. I think Ricochet beat Teabag. Who really cares? Then we got the VIP lounge featuring the Hurt Business. This was good. I enjoyed the Hurt Business. Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander talk about winning their tag team titles. That was good. Bobby Lashley said that no one's going to beat him for the US title. MVP made them take a picture. R-Truth shot up behind them and got in the picture, I guess, because... I mean, whatever. So then, Riddle and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Bros came out. We got some Matt Riddle fake food comedy. Okay, and then after this, we got the match between MVP, Lashley, Riddle, and Jeff Hardy. So, I mean, alright. Like, Bobby Lashley took out Jeff Hardy. Who cares? So, we got that. Then we got Grand Metalik versus Jackson Ryker. Probably the last match I'd ask for. Like, if you asked me to go up and down the WWE roster, probably the last match combination I'd ask for is Grand Metalik versus Jackson Ryker. So, of course, we get it here. That was just lovely. Then we got the Randy Orton speaking segment with Alexa Bliss in the playground. That was the best thing on the show by far. Then we got Asuka and Charlotte versus Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. So we get even more Charlotte Flair. Like, tonight she was on screen for about 50 minutes of the show. Thrilling. Asuka and Charlotte got the win. Okay, whatever. And then we got the main event, a 6-man tag team street fight. Keith Lee, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre versus Miz, Morrison, and AJ Styles with Omos. So, basically, Keith Lee got the pinfall victory with a spirit bomb, and after the match, Sheamus bro-kicked Keith Lee. And McIntyre was like, what the hell are you doing, Sheamus? So, they're building up to Sheamus versus McIntyre at the Rumble for the WWE title. Should be good. I mean, those two have a long history. If you watch the Broken Skull sessions with McIntyre yesterday, you know that. So, yeah, those two have got a long history. Should be good. The actual Raw show itself was a one-segment show, as it usually is. WWE completely dropped the ball after having all the momentum coming out of TLC. They totally dropped the ball in this episode of Raw. So, I'm not really surprised. I'm just disappointed. So, yeah, enjoy the video, like, comment, subscribe, and drill. See ya.